Hey everyone, and welcome back to Woodshop Junkies. In this video I am going to try and bend this piece of wood using steam. Now this is something I haven't done before. To do it I need a steam box, which is essentially an enclosure in which I would put my stock, subject it to steam, allow the steam to penetrate the wood, the heat to loosen up the fibers, and place the now bendable piece of wood in a jig and allow it to cool off and hopefully end up with a piece of bent wood for whatever reason I would need bent wood. Like I said, I don't have a steam box, so I'm going to have to improvise. I'm going to use a piece of 200mm PVC pipe to save time. Cap it off, store-bought caps. Use these pipe fittings with flanges on them, also store-bought. Attach the pipe and use the steel drum to generate the steam by just putting water in it and applying a heat source. So I'm going to get cracking on assembling the steam box and hopefully bend some wood. Okay, so now I've got my pipe set up. I'm going to blank off the one side with this cap. The other cap I drilled a hole in. I'm going to attach this flange or pipe fitting there to attach my pipe with a hose clamp to the lid that's going to go on the steel drum. I'm going to attach the other one, drill a hole there as well, and then be able to transport the steam from my steam generator to my steam box. Okay, so the steam box is basically finished except for a few minor details. I am at this stage going to put water into the steel bucket and add a heat source. I'm going to use fire, but you can use a hot plate or a gas burner, anything along those lines. While the water is heating up, I'll be adding some of the finishing touches and going through that, and then put in the wood and try and bend. Right, while the water's heating up, there's only two things left to do, which is add dowels through the cross section of the pipe to allow me to put my stock on top of it, so the steam would reach right around the piece of wood, and then add a drain or a breather plug for the steam to release. Or else, if you don't have a drain plug or a breather plug, your steam pressure could build up and cause the pipe to explode, which is very important. So you need to add a way to release the pressure.
Okay, so the water is just about to start boiling. So I'm ready to start closing up and put in my piece of wood that I want to try and bend. Yeah. Right. So this is the piece of wood I'm going to try and bend today. I pre-soaked it. It's a soft wood, so I only added in water for a couple of hours. One thing that's important to note, try and use a piece of wood with the grain running along the wood for the most part and not grains exiting the piece of wood, because that becomes a weak point when you bend the wood where the wood can break or split. This wood is about an inch thick, and the general rule is an hour of steaming on an inch of wood. This is soft wood, so it should be a bit quicker, but we're going to leave it in for an hour and see what happens. Okay, so we are about 30 minutes into the steaming process. There's a good amount of water building up inside the pipe that gets released through the pressure release hole, and obviously also the steam. So the hole is very, very important to ensure that the pipe does not explode, as steam can generate a good amount of pressure. Okay, great. So my small makeshift jig is finished. I'm not really bending the wood for anything specific, so I'm just going to try and get a curve on it. Ideally I would want to support the entire length of the wood I'm trying to bend by taking a solid piece of wood and cutting the curve I need for, with a bandsaw. But for now this will do. If I manage to bend the wood and I'm happy with the result, I will design a project that requires a curved wood and post a video on that. But for now this will do. I've got about 10 minutes left before I can take the wood out of the steam box. We'll put it in the jig and see how it turns out. Alright, so we've got the piece of wood clamped in our jig. Now I'm just going to leave it to cool down, and then we can take it out and hopefully it doesn't spring back. Okay, so I took the piece of wood out of the jig after about an hour, and as you can see it's bent and it's staying bent. There's no cracks or anything like that on the wood. It did spring back a little bit when I took it out. I should have probably left it in a bit longer, but at least I know my steam pipe works. So I can now get on designing a project or something in which I would require curved wood.
decent or proper jigs, maybe try sharper bends, different profiles, and take it from there. I'll post a video on that if I do it, and that's about it. If you have anything to add or have any questions, leave it in the comment section below, or if you like the video, remember to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.